There is a moment nobody applauds. It happens before the workout is finished, before the project is done, before the conversation is repaired, before the skill becomes visible. It is the moment when you are tired, uncertain, slightly discouraged, and no longer carried by excitement. That moment asks one question. Can you stay with it? Not forever. Not perfectly. Not with a dramatic speech and a burst of superhuman energy. Just for the next honest stretch. Just long enough to prove that your life is not controlled by every passing mood. This is where real growth begins. Not in the easy beginning, and not in the celebration at the end, but in the middle, where progress feels quiet and effort feels ordinary. Most people underestimate the middle. They expect motivation to be a bright fire every day. They think confidence should feel loud. They think discipline should feel exciting. But the strongest people you know are often not running on excitement at all. They have simply learned how to remain steady when the feeling fades. They do not ask, do I feel like this today? They ask, what would the person I am becoming do next? That question changes everything, because feelings are real, but they are not always reliable leaders. Some days you will feel ready, focused, powerful, and clear. Other days you will feel slow, distracted, and behind. If you let every feeling vote on your future, your direction will change every few hours. So you need something deeper than motivation. You need a steady pace. A steady pace is not weakness. It is not settling. It is not moving slowly because you are afraid. It is moving with control, with patience, and with respect for the distance ahead. It is understanding that the life you want is not built by one emotional sprint, but by repeated steps taken with intention. Look at the person rebuilding their health. One workout does not transform them. One meal does not define them. One difficult week does not defeat them. What matters is the pattern they return to. The walk after work. The water instead of the extra excuse. The decision to train even when they modify the plan. They are not chasing perfection. They are building proof. Look at the person learning a skill. At first, everything feels clumsy. The words do not come easily. The numbers do not make sense. The instrument sounds rough. The business plan looks messy. The first attempts feel almost embarrassing. But if they keep showing up, the brain begins to connect what used to feel impossible. Small repetitions become familiarity. Familiarity becomes competence. Competence becomes confidence. That is how confidence is really built. Not by pretending you are fearless, but by giving yourself evidence that you can continue. Maybe that is what you need to hear today. You do not have to fix your whole life this week. You do not have to become a completely different person overnight. You do not have to carry the pressure of proving everything to everyone. You only have to protect the next good decision. Open the notebook, put on the shoes, send the message, clean the space, practice for 20 minutes, take the walk, plan tomorrow, apologize if you need to. Try again without attacking yourself. That is not small. That is how a life turns. The hard part is that the results often arrive after the work has become repetitive. You may do the right things for a while and still not see the change you hoped for. That can feel unfair. It can make you question the whole process. But roots grow before branches. Strength develops before it is obvious. Focus sharpens before the world notices. Self-respect returns before anyone else can measure it. And sometimes the most important changes happen in the private places where no one is watching. The moment you choose not to quit. The moment you pause instead of reacting. The moment you keep your word to yourself when it would be easy to disappear. Those moments count. Every single one. You may not remember all of them later, but they are shaping you. They are teaching your nervous system, your mind, and your habits that you are not a person who only moves when life is convenient. You are someone who can carry effort with dignity, and dignity matters, because ambition without self-respect becomes desperation. Discipline without kindness becomes punishment. Resilience without rest becomes exhaustion. The goal is not to bully yourself into achievement. The goal is to become someone you can trust. Someone who can work hard and recover. Someone who can aim higher without hating where they are. Someone who can take responsibility without carrying shame. Someone who can fall out of rhythm and return without making a disaster out of a bad day. That is mental strength. It is not never struggling. It is not never doubting. It is not always being positive. Mental strength is the ability to feel the weight and still choose a wise next move. If you are tired, choose the wise next move. If you are behind, choose the wise next move. If you are starting again, choose the wise next move. Do not waste your energy insulting yourself for being human. Use that energy to re-enter the path. The sooner you stop turning every setback into an identity, the sooner you recover your power. You missed a day, return. You handled something badly, repair it. You got distracted, refocus. You failed at the attempt, learn from it. You felt afraid. Take the step that still belongs to you. There is a quiet freedom in this. You do not need perfect conditions to make progress. You do not need applause to be consistent. You do not need everyone to understand your direction. You simply need to become loyal to the habits that make you stronger. And when life gets loud, simplify. Choose 3 anchors. Move your body. Clear your mind. Do the important task. If the day is chaotic, do the shorter version. If your energy is low, do the gentler version. If your confidence is shaky, do the smallest version. But do not abandon the person you are trying to become. A steady pace can survive real life. That is why it works. It leaves room for setbacks, busy seasons, emotions, mistakes, and learning. It does not demand that you be a machine. It asks you to be honest. It asks you to be consistent enough that your direction becomes stronger than your resistance. Imagine yourself 1 year from now if you kept choosing the next honest step. Not perfectly, not dramatically, just steadily. Think of what could be different. Your energy, your skills, your confidence, your relationships, your environment, your self-respect. The distance between who you are and who you want to become may look huge from here, but distance is crossed by movement, not by wishing. So today, move. Not because everything is easy, not because you feel completely ready, not because you can guarantee the outcome. Move because your future deserves your participation. Move because your confidence is waiting on evidence. Move because a better life is built in ordinary moments by people who decide their standards matter. Start with 1 task, 1 conversation, 1 walk, 1 page, 1 rep, 1 clean choice. Then repeat tomorrow. And when tomorrow is imperfect, repeat anyway. You do not need to rush into greatness. You need to stop leaving your strength unused. Hold your direction. Respect your effort. Keep your rhythm. Let the world be loud if it wants to be loud. You just take the next step, and then another. That is how you become steady enough to win your own life.